Right, typography. Just want to talk about my typography now. I've done lots of different sketches in my book, layout book, and different versions, and I settled for this type one that was stacked here. And it's different on every one, but even though it's different on every one, it still has the same look and feel about it, I think. And basically, if you look at some of my experiments, this I used a Muso slab. That's because it's very geometric, very bold. The old Muso family is quite bold, and the reason for choosing that is basically I wanted the bold, like the, not so much as like a danger sign, but a similar sort of thing. It's like it's in your face, it's abrupt, it's direct. But with this, it's starting to look a little bit like an insurance company or a bank. I mean, it's very much like the London Film Festival, but I'm not keen on that either. I think the serif, it's looking more like a bank. Is this, especially with this dark blue background and this round logo here? It's very much starting to look like a bank or a building society. So then I've taken the serif off. This is Muso Sans as well. I can tell that by the M's got slanty sides. But again, with this, similar reasons. It's looking too clean cut. It's looking, the way it's stacked and the way it's very neat. It's starting to look very clinical, if you like. This is almost starting to look a bit like an hospital logo. So I wasn't keen on that for that reason. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, what were wrong with it, but yeah, that's the reason why I didn't like that one. I also don't like this. I've seen it in some other promotional items for Leeds International Film Festival where they've taken it out of the circle, so that's what I did. Took it out of the circle again. This was in a different font. What did I use? Media Pro. Oh no, I didn't use that. Bear with me one moment. Oh, I'm not in Illustrator now. Sorry. I thought for 1 minute then I was in Illustrator, but I'm not. It's a flat image. But yeah, anyway, I can't remember off the top of my head which font family I chose for this one. Slightly different with a cut there, cut back on the L. But the reason I chose that font family is because it had a wide range of fonts in serif, sans serif, different weights and italics in case I needed to use them to juggle them out. But I weren't keen on that. I weren't keen on the thickness of the leaf. And the only way I could change that is by going up and down a weight, because I don't believe in putting a outline around the outside, because you start to go away from what the font is actually supposed to look like, and that's the Muso Sans. That was in between the two weights of this one, but I've actually taken the wing out of the circle, and I think that was starting to work quite well. However, then I put it together like this. I quite like this for several reasons. The way it's stacked and the 30 protruding out of the top, and the way it's stacked irregular like this, it gave me options to move my text about from image to image, which I've seen on some other film posters, the Swedish ones, where they look very much, you got the same look and feel on each poster, but it was different typography layout. And it's because of the way it's stacked. If we go back into with the 30, it allows me to stack the 30 in a different position around my image each time, the typography then has got the same look and feel about it on every one, and basically it gives me options. Then I can get where the wing's coming up. I've moved the 30 over here. I've stacked it in a 3 there to get it more into the corner, and it's longer there, the 30 on the end to avoid this imagery. So yeah, that was one of the main reasons why I like that one. And also I think it looked, the stacking effect of it and the irregularness can't even say it, it also depicts the diversity of film as well, and the diverse films that are on offer at the festival. So that's another added bonus to the typography, and it also allows me to keep that font pretty much plain, without it looking boring, where it was starting to look clinical, I mentioned on the others, whereas the way it's stacked now has got away from that. Yeah, I also tried putting a glow on it and things like that, but I didn't really like the glow on it because I didn't want too much going on with it, because I didn't want to detract from, I've already got a lot going on, if you like. So I think that got a nice happy balance between the straight lines of the font are quite legible, and it's quite, with film, it's quite Leeds Film Festival, it's quite strong and bold. It's not, if I'd started putting fancy text in there, it just wouldn't have worked with the feel of a film festival, because it wanted to look grand, but it wanted to look legible as well at the same time. So yeah, that's the reason for that. If we go back to some of my things that I was looking at before, as I mentioned here, I stacked it on its side, but then it didn't fit with the other feel of the other imagery. The way I've stacked it, which worked for me, the right way up, hasn't worked there. So then I stacked it, and then it's got the same look and feel of the other posters. Sorry, projections. Yeah, basically that's how I came about to see there. That's the one I've got on one of my other projections, but it didn't work there. So it's allowed me to restack it and have the same typography feel, but fit better with the imagery. And I think that's worked quite well.